Now we're going to look at the tabular method for integration by parts. It's nothing new. It's just a very convenient way of doing some of these problems. It organizes all the work and it works very nicely. So we're going to look back at this problem that we did yesterday. The problem that you look at my mistakes, the problem that I made 4 mistakes on. So we're going to see maybe if the tabular method is going to help us do a better job. So here we go. The tabular method works like this. You make 3 columns. The second column, I'll talk about the first column in a second. But the second column, you'll see why, is u, what you would make u, and its derivatives. The last column, the third column, is dv and its integrals. So the only way that this tabular method works, this is important, is u must eventually differentiate to 0. So it typically has to be a polynomial function like x squared is. So you have to pick, on this problem, you have to pick x squared as u, because you're going to differentiate it, and it has to differentiate down to 0. So dv is going to be cosine of 10x. Now there's still a column over here. I'm going to get to that. But let's go. X squared is u. We just write as a column its derivatives. 2x. The derivative of 2x is 2. And the derivative of 2 is 0. That's, now we know this method is going to work. I already see that I wrote cosine of x here. I meant cosine of 10x. And I'm sure somebody noticed that. I'll take -1 for that. It doesn't get up to -4 on this one. So you do the u and derivatives first so you know how many times you have to integrate. You just integrate down to where we had 0 here. So the integral of cosine is sine, but it's 10x, so 1/10. The integral of sine is negative cosine, but it's 10x, so it's negative 1/10. And the integral of cosine, again, is sine, so stays sine 10x, but then times 1/10 again, so -1/1000. So the left column, this is easy. Plus, minus, plus, minus. Just start with a plus and alternate signs until you get down to that 0. And here's the answer. Watch the arrows. Straight across. That's a different color. Straight across. And then diagonally down. That's your first term. Straight across, diagonally down. Straight across, diagonally down. So the first term is 1/10, positive 1/10, x squared sine of 10x. That was great planning on my part. I'm really going to have enough room to do all of this. The next term is negative 2x times a negative 1. So negative 2x times negative 1 over 100 cosine. So negative times a negative is positive. 2 times 1 over 100 is 1 over 50. So plus 1 over 50. And then we have an x cosine 10x. And we have one more to do. We have a positive 2 times a negative 1 over 100 sine x. That turns out to be negative. And did I say 1,000 here? That's what I meant. Shoot. It's coming towards the end of the year, so we're okay with that, right? Negative 1 over 500 sine of 10x plus c. So I know it didn't look it, but that was easy. Let's compare it to what we got this way. 1/10 x squared Whoa. Oh my gosh. This was worse than I thought. This is why I do it tabularly. I don't know why I have that minus in here, but now I just fixed it. Wow. 1/10 x squared sine of 10x plus 1 over 50x cosine plus 1 over 50x cosine x minus 1 over 500 sine of 10x minus 1 over 500 sine of 10x. So that looks good. So you would think I would go back and edit all these videos, but I can't do it. Sorry about the mistakes, but hopefully you've learned something. We'll do another example, and I promise you, well, I shouldn't promise you. I will try my hardest to do a much better job on that one. See you then.